Hello, everyone. Today we'll be looking at the chapter Sequences and Series. So, chapter 1 Sequences. We put it right here Sequences and Series. So, if you have the Oxford IB book, you can refer to that because I will be using that book moving forward. But honestly, you can use any textbook for that matter. The chapters will be in different places, but you'll find the same information everywhere, and I'm sure you can follow along that way. So sequences and series, I think, in my opinion, is probably one of the most easiest chapters in IB. Simply because I feel that it's more of a formula based chapter where you have to where you can simply use the formulas from the data booklet and get to your answer. But obviously, the examiner will twist the question, sometimes, but 90 to 95% of the time, I think that it's a very straightforward question. You'll get standard pattern questions, and I'll be showing them, in the future videos. But just to give you guys an introduction about what this chapter is about, it's a fairly easy chapter. Again, formula based. You just need to know the key concepts about arithmetic sums, sorry, sequences, series, geometric sequences, and series. And yeah, that's about it. So, what I've noticed about this chapter and how it plays into the papers itself. So, in paper one, which is your non calculator section, you'll probably have one question or two questions of 6 marks. So, uh, I would say 1 to 2 questions of 6 marks each. And yeah, they're really straightforward. They'll give you some, random sequence. They'll tell you to find the first term or the nth term or the common difference, common ratio. Very straightforward, very pattern. If you have done multiple past paper questions, in the exam, it shouldn't be a problem at all. And paper two, obviously, is the calculator one. So there, they can make it a little tricky. But what I've noticed is a common type of question they ask is the compound interest question from sequences series. So maybe they'll give you, a situation where a person X, puts in some money and which is compounded yearly, monthly, quarterly, and that person even takes out some percentage of the money every time. So they'll ask, what will be the money left after 10 years or 20 years? Something like that. This can be a little tricky, in my opinion. I felt it was a little tricky, but again, with practice, if you look at the marking scheme of how the steps are, it is quite indeed a straightforward chapter. So this is just an introductory video. I just want you guys to be familiar with what's going to happen in this chapter. So sequences and series can essentially be divided into two parts. So let me rewrite sequences and series here. So sequences and series. So sequences and series can be basically divided into two sections. One is called the arithmetic sequences and series, and the other is called geometric sequences and series. So we have arithmetic sequences and series. I'm going to write S and S just to save space and time. And geometric S and S. So this is essentially what you'll be dealing with for in your IB math. So in arithmetic, you'll probably deal with a plus and minus. So what I mean is here is you'll have addition and subtraction, basically. So you'll see numbers incremented and decremented by a constant value. You may say +4 or +6 or -4 or -6 in that case. And geometric, basically you will have multiplication and division. So you'll have exponential growth maybe or exponential decay uh, in here. So growth or decay. Um, One more thing I would like to mention in here is you probably have something called convergent and divergent series. So convergent is when the common ratio is basically the modulus of the common ratio is less than 1. And here where the divergent is when the modulus of the common ratio is greater than 1. So we'll delve into it a lot deeper in the future videos, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up on what's to come. So since this is an introduction video, I just wanted to refresh everyone's memory about sequences and series. So let's go back to middle school days or even our elementary days when we first got to know about sequences and series through patterns, right? So when we were talking about patterns, our teacher would ask us, there's some numbers are increasing or decreasing, and we would just say, oh, it's increasing by 3, or it's being multiplied by 10, or something, some operation is being done, and we'll have to find that next number or the two numbers after that. So let's just, we can do it. I'll just put in a few patterns here, and we can just go over, just so you guys get in the groove or the feeling of what's to come. So suppose, first example, if I were to take, and I would say take numbers 1, 4, 16, 64, and this is the next number. So what would be in this box? So obviously, right off the bat, you can tell that, okay, this number is being multiplied by 4, this number is being multiplied by 4, this number is being multiplied by 4. So with using common sense, well, this number will also be multiplied by 4, giving us 256 for this part, right? 64 times 4, 256. Let's go another. Let's do another example. We have 2, 5, 10, 17, and this is our next number that we have to find. So again, you can see, oh, this is being incremented by plus 3. This is being incremented by plus 5, plus 7. So maybe you might not see the immediate pattern, but if you guys look here, it's being incremented by 3, 5, 7. So the addition of the increment is actually being incremented by 2 every time. So logically, again, pure logic, no mathematical formula being used here, none of the formula from the data booklet I'm referring to. This is just, just observation and just logical thinking, right? That's being applied here, right? So 17 plus 9 gives us 26, right? Let's do one more example. Just, this is something different, I guess. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. Let me rewrite 8 right here. That wasn't too clean. All right, 8. So this is slightly different. Obviously, you think about it and be like, yo, what's this? What's going on here? I mean, not exactly the pattern that we're used to seeing, but if you look closely, you'll see that this number and this number added gives this number. This number, this number, and this number. Second and third give the fourth number. So what's happening is you're adding the previous two numbers and you're getting the next number. So if we were to talk about this number, what would it be? It would be the sum of these two numbers, which would give 13, right? And this is also called the Fibonacci sequence. This right here, let me change the color. It's called the Fibonacci sequence. I'm 99% sure that's how you spell it. If not, please forgive me. My spelling's not that great. So yeah, that is basically what this sequence represents. So yeah, this was just to just refresh your memory, just so you guys are aware of what comes in this chapter. Obviously, uh, you know these type of questions won't come. Obviously, something more advanced. This is IB math, so nothing simple like this will come. But yeah, this was just an introductory video, so you guys are aware of what's to come. So next video, we'll look at arithmetic sequences and series. We'll look at basically progressions and some of arithmetic's progressions or sequences, and we'll learn how to deal with them. And we'll do a few past paper questions as well. So yeah, that was all about from this video. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.